Hello everyone, I hope you're well, and here are my top 10 records of 2022. Now I won't dawdle on for too long, but 2022 was a year full of fantastic albums and music, especially for electronic and ambient. For jazz, the releases were quite sparse, but for hip-hop, that genre thrived in 2022. And in my number 10 spot, it's Nux's Alpha Place. Alpha Place is a silky record full of buttery, smooth flows going against these rather melancholic, jazz-focused drill beats. The subject matter and storytelling on this record is remarkable, especially on tracks like Leon the Professional and Three Musketeers. Some of the features on this record intertwine perfectly, especially SL on Nice and Good. SL and Nux's chemistry on that track is phenomenal, and Lex Armour's croaking, soughing delivery on Checkmate is fantastic too. Alpha Place is such a revolutionary and laid-back turning point for drill, and I can't wait to hear what Nux and other artists do in this sort of style. Next up on the list is Naked Flames' Miracle in Transit. On this album, Naked Flames throws away his iconic lo-fi compression and makes the sound palette shimmer like a waterfall made out of mercury. This record is candy coated in so many cloying, saccharine soundscapes and motifs, it is literally so refreshing. The drums are hypnotic, the bass lines are thick and groovy, and the synth work is rather evocative to one of the best games ever made, Super Monkey Ball 2. What a beast. I also love the acid synths on this record too, like they're not too overbearing or molten, they keep a ethereal sound and it's atmospherically electric. Really bloody stunning, you should check it out. Next up, number 8. And my apologies if I butcher these names. Feridun Akyut, Umut Jalgar and Joan Takamaki with Myth of the Drum, Urban Transformation. This mysterious free jazz rigmarole is full of intercontinental diverse instruments and uncanny brooding atmospheres. Myth of the Drum is one large cohesive live piece but is separated into 4 movements, and my favourites is number 1 and number 4. Part 1 opens up the record delightfully with Joan Takamaki playing the shit out of a shakuhachi, a Japanese woodwind instrument, and it's bloody thrilling and engaging. Then this 10-minute monster ensues of these clanking drums, shrouded woodwinds, and Joan returns with a thrilling, braying saxophone solo. And I love part 4 mainly for them low-end, guttural, opera-like vocals and those Eurasian woodwind trills near the end. It's proper in-your-face and haunting. This record 100% has to be the peak of jazz for 2022, and I can't recommend it enough. Speaking about the peak of genres for 2022, here's number 7, Opal Vessel, Deathmatch's Art. Man, this record is so sultry and smoky, it's like going into a desolate karaoke bar and finding a man smoking a cigar and fondling his handlebar mustache. The synth textures are smooth and elegant like butterscotch, and the pacing of each track is so chill and easygoing, it's like watching a distant cloud float by. I love the last track, No Canvas Death, with its deep house orientation and submerged shimmering synth lead, which accentuates this hypnotic house drive. I also love the track Skewer Dead 2 with this bright sound palette that progressively trudges through a oozing swamp of haziness. Barber beats and vaporwave can be a bit hit or miss for me, but I'm so glad that I found this record. Big up Opal Vessel. We move swiftly on to number 6, which is Yawning Portal, Notice the Direction of Fires. This 50-minute ambient progressive electronic piece is a spectrum of wonderful, invigorating pads and dazzling arpeggios. The sound variety and motifs on this record are absolutely stunning. Like one moment you can have some icy in-your-face pads, then the next moment you can have some sparse, plodding stabs, which could sound like it could be from a Sophie song or a early 2000s pop song, you know what I mean? It is composed beautifully and it is spaced out quite well with these naturistic sort of sounds in between. It's very beautiful and I recommend you give it a listen. If you don't, I'm going to chop your balls off. Number 5 is Brainwaltz Era's It's a Me. Now, you know that I love a cheeky bit of bleep bloop for town music, so It's a Me snugly slots right in. The buzzing synth lines are a rather nice evocative throwback to the early stages of IDM. The drum lines aren't too overbearing but still keep a riotous feel, and the compositions stay fresh throughout its hour and 14 minutes runtime, which is pretty mental. My favourite track off this whole record has to be Ad Intrum, solely for the wonderfully chopped and modulated amens, juxtaposing against these rather melancholic synth washes, and I also love the 808 drum breakdowns in the midst of the track too. Very nice. Quick little mention as well that I love the ghostly, ethereal vocal murmurs across this record too. They are scattered perfectly. If you like a cheeky bit of IDM, It's a Me is where it's at. Next up is Jeremiah Chu and Marta Sophia Hone with recordings from the Öland Islands. This record really captures the cosy, isolated nature of the sandwiched Scandinavian archipelago. With its dreamy, vast synth work and beautiful viola and chime playing by Marta, this album really grapples you in with its serenity. I love the track By Foot by Sea with its soft-layered synth arpeggios, which evolves into a world full of soothing string passages and shallow chime clinks. Stutterby house piano is another favourite of mine. It feels like this field-recorded piano opened up a portal to a kaleidoscope of butterflies fluttering away and giant swaying buttercups. Pulchritudinous and pleasant, this album's a fucking corker. Next up, number 3, Ryoji Ikeda with Ultratronics. Now, Ryoji Ikeda is known for his technical micro sound, which sounds like someone scratching and bending tin, but with this record, he fucking did a left turn, holy shit. This album feels like a malware-riddled AI gaining human consciousness, telling everything that it knows before this relentless evil virus takes over, eventually killing it off. From its charming robotic bumbling and unwieldy drum excursions to its cohesive, tintinnabulating production, this album was a pleasant surprise. My main highlight of this record has to be Ultratronics 15, mainly for its ruddy, mysterious and vast atmosphere and light synth heartbeat. And yes, this album is so good that it gave me a haircut. Next up, taking the silver medal, is Music, Mr. Mike Paradinas with Magic Pony Ride. Legendary IDM and drill and bass artist Music drops a record so pillowy and bubbly with some light-hearted family remarks sprinkled in the mix. Magic Pony Ride has got such a cohesive and jubilant sound palette, as well as Mike bringing back that glassy breakbeat production and muddy stuttering amen chops. I also love the ethereal vocal chirps and melodies across this record too. It gives some of the songs that added floatiness or a wistful feeling. They're proper fucking neat. Overall, a stunning record, and it's still fantastic to see Mike Parapinas strut his stuff. Alright, here we go. Number 1, my favourite record of 2022. It's Thomas Bednarczyk with Windy Weather Always Makes Me Think of You. This record feels like a warm embrace when you most need it. Its hypnotic tranquility really transports you into another realm where you can just lose yourself. In a good way, of course. There are so many beautiful and comforting ostinatos and melodic loops on this record, which can envision an endless crystal blue ocean or encountering a docile Cthulhu-like creature. Like the track A Man with a Bagpipe, where this leisurely wailing arpeggio goes against these honking siren-like passages, which overall gives this track a ginormous feel. I also love the track Out of Tune 2 with its cloudy, wistful synth clump and distant field-recorded gobbledygook. I don't know how to describe it. Overall, this is such a phenomenal and vast record, and I hope you check it out because it's bloody gorgeous, and hope you enjoyed watching this overly long video, and I'm sorry for it being so late too. We're in fucking February now. This is mad. Anyways, have a good day. Bosh.